I'm joined by Kirby Dean from Eastern Mennonite University men's basketball. They were picked number 8 in this year's ODAC preseason poll. Coach, coming from last year to this year, you've got basically your full roster back, including an all-conference man in Isaiah Harris-Wynn. Talk a little bit about your squad, the growth they had from last year, and what you've seen so far in early preseason practice.
Well, to be honest, I don't think I've ever dealt with a situation where we've had 15 kids on the roster the previous year and then all 15 are back the next year. I think that's a first. I don't think you'd see that probably anywhere else in the country. And the biggest key for us, last year after we lost in the tournament, we had a kind of a heart-to-heart come to Jesus meeting in the locker room after that game. And one of the things we talked about was we were skilled enough to compete with anybody in our league. Offensively, we were right where we needed to be. We just weren't physically strong enough to defend the way we needed to defend, and we couldn't keep people off the glass. So we made an off-season commitment as a team to put on weight, to get bigger and stronger and faster, and try to alleviate some of those issues that we'd had. And judging by what I've seen so far and what I saw, just when our guys walked in the door before school even started, we're much more physical than we were last year.
As you think about your expectations coming up for this year, who are some of the guys that have you excited by some of those changes that you've seen when they walked in the gym for the first
Well,
time?
Jerome Jones put on 15 pounds of good weight, and that's going to help him tremendously. We're trying to have him think of himself as more than just a three-point shooter. Isaiah Harris-Wynn, who had a really solid year last year, looks really good and has had off to a really good start. I think I expect big things out of him. Sam Thomas, who was a freshman who kind of got cast into the starting role last year, maybe before he was ready. He has changed his body completely. He went from a pudgy kind of slower guy to a chiseled, really athletic, almost looks like a bodybuilder, which I think is going to bode well for his future. And then Malik and Rashawn, we just expect them to do what they do. And Xavier McCants is another one that looks like he joined a weightlifting team, which I think is going to be very beneficial for us.
As we take a look at the league as a whole this year, last year ended a bit of a trend for the conference. It was in 09-10 where we had 4 teams make the NCAA tournament, and that included your Royal squad that year. But last year we only had 1 squad make it in.
Right.
Talk a little bit about what you see from the league this year and a possible resurgence to get multiple teams back into the NCAA tournament this season.
Well, I think the biggest thing is there's 2 things. One, I think we beat up on each other, which hurts us some because a loss is a loss no matter who it's to. But I believe that last year we had a lot of really young teams. I know for us, we didn't have a junior or senior on the roster. And there were a bunch of other teams that had maybe 1 or 2 older players and everybody else was young. So I think over the course of the next 2 years, you're kind of going to see a perfect storm like you did back in 2009-10 that'll culminate with this year being a very good year and next year maybe being a great year for the league. I wouldn't be shocked to see us have a year where we have 2, 3, maybe we'll even meet what we did in 2010 where we have 4 teams. The key is, as a coach in the league, I want to try to find a way to be one of those guys.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining me today. Good luck this season.
Thank you.